All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Old Dude Knows. I hope you're having a good day. I'm having a good day. Tigers won 2 out of 3 this weekend over the Cubs. I take no great joy in beating the Cubs because I like the Cubs, but they're in first place. Tigers are in first place. Tigers won 2 out of 3. We'll take that one. Also, went to church this morning at Sacred City. Great preaching by Pastor Justin on Hebrews 7, talking about Melchizedek, who, if you're a nerd like myself, uh, Melchizedek, other than Jesus, is probably the second most interesting person in the Bible. I think Justin did a great job, but not that he was there to impress me. Uh, but check it out if you want to on the Sacred City YouTube channel. Better yet, if you live in the Quad Cities and don't have a church, come on out next Sunday. I'll buy you a cup of coffee from the coffee bar that's free. But anyway, so I've been having a good day. Got my diesel cigar going. Got my bourbon from Copper Craft in Holland, Michigan. Since the Tigers won 2 out of 3, I thought I'd drink a Michigan bourbon. Today, what we're going to talk about is the top 10 United States of America, not just America, but United States of America singer-songwriters. So since it's United States of America, Neil Young, Gordon Lightfoot, they're Canadian, awesome singer-songwriters, not eligible. Let me just go through my honorable mentions, people that were thought about for the top 10, but didn't make it. First, Mick Cutmas. The reason Mick didn't make it is he's a very good singer and a good songwriter in his own right, but he really only has one, what I would consider, amazing song. Everybody else on here has more than one amazing song. And his amazing song, of course, is Too Late, Too Soon Old, Too Late Smart, which we'll play sometime here. You can find that on YouTube as well. But so Mick didn't make it. Also in the same category as Mick, who didn't make it, Eminem, Kurt Cobain. I wrestled with Cobain because I'm not doing people in bands. They kind of got to be on their own. So Kurt Cobain didn't make it. I had a little problem with, was he a singer-songwriter? Yes, he was, but the band, so I was confused. Chris Christopherson didn't make it. Great songwriter. Singing just not up to par with making it. But still was considered, so that's a great honor for him. Stevie Nicks, about half of her songs were part of Fleetwood Mac as their own, so great songwriter, though some of Fleetwood Mac's greatest songs were actually written by Stevie Nicks, but she didn't make it. James Taylor maybe didn't make it. Lou Reed didn't make it, both considered. Tupac didn't make it. Who knows, if Tupac was still alive and had kept going, he probably would have made it, but career was too short. Two country artists that I gave big consideration to, Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton has written over 300 songs that have been recorded, not only by her, but by other people. And Merle Haggard, the Hag, considered him, but if you're only doing the top 10, you'll see that the top 10 is very, very solid. So there's no dishonor in making the honorable mention list. So to get going, because I'm already 4 minutes in and haven't even really started yet, number 10, Bruce Springsteen. How good is Bruce Springsteen? I think he's overrated, and he's still in my top 10. Now remember, to be overrated, you have to be good. Some people would put him higher than 10. I don't, but again, that's not a slight on him. I mean, 10th Avenue, Freeze Out, Born to Run, My Hometown, Born in the USA, Rosalita, an awesome song that you may not know. 4th of July, a lot of you might know that as Asbury Park. That was great. I mean, Bruce, yeah, he's gone a little weird in his older years. Actually, he was always a little weird. I don't know how many people know this, but Bruce is the ultimate New Jersey guy. He tried, or was, I don't know if he was drafted, got his draft notice, or went to join the armed forces. And the Army, the Army, said that he wasn't mentally stable enough to be in the Army during the Vietnam era. So, but maybe that helps him be a great songwriter. I don't know. Great body of work. One of those guys that back in the olden days when you couldn't just yell out to your house what you wanted to hear. If he was playing on the radio, you stayed in the car till the song was over. Number 9, a person who was born and spent part of his growing up where I spent part of my growing up, Saginaw County in Michigan, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder has, here's how good, 20 Grammys. The reason he's number 9 instead of higher is he really only wrote about half his hits. But half of Stevie Wonder's hits, still more than almost anybody else. Songs that he wrote that he also had hits with, My Cherie Amour, For Once in My Life, Superstition, Songs in the Key of Life, that whole album. If you don't like that album, you're young enough, you haven't heard that album, listen to it. If you don't like that, you don't like music. It's got Sir Duke on it, it's got Isn't She Lovely. Every song on that album is worth listening to. Oh, what happened here? Oh, number 8. From the same kind of area, same era, same basic area, Smokey Robinson. Something I did not know about, a couple things I did know about Smokey Robinson. His first name is not Smokey, obviously. And I'd heard the thing that it had to do with him being African American, but more light skinned. They call it. That's not true. His uncle, whose name escapes me, used to take him to cowboy movies every Saturday. They loved going to cowboy movies, and he wanted a cowboy name, so his uncle named him Smokey Joe. And he just started going by Smokey Joe. He would introduce himself as Smokey Joe as a kid. Later on, it just shortened up to Smokey. Another thing about Smokey's childhood, when he was like 7 years old, living in Northwest Detroit, a new family moved in, a few houses down, and he started playing with became friends with the boy his age in that family, Cecil. Cecil Franklin had a little sister who would, according to Smokey, would always just be playing the piano and singing, and her name was Aretha. So, pretty talented block. You could come in second or third in the talent show in that block and not embarrass yourself. Of course, I mean, another reason that he's probably not higher in the list is he spent the second half of his career running Motown, doing a lot of stuff for other people, doing the day-to-day business of Motown, which kind of cut into his own writing and performing. But Tracks of My Tears, Tears of a Clown, My Girl, Being With You All, Smokey Robinson songs. Carole King, number 7. Carole King, I'm going to let my cigar go out, just like last week. Carole King wrote so many songs. She wrote songs for the Drifters. She wrote songs that James Taylor recorded. She was part of that whole Laurel Canyon gang. If you don't know about that, there's a documentary. I think it's on Prime. Cleverly titled Laurel Canyon. It's like a 2-part documentary. If you like music at all, you should probably watch that documentary. Talk to a lot of the people that were involved. And Carole King was definitely part of that. The Tapestry album, I mean, just one of the greatest albums of all time. It's Too Late, Nightingale, Smackwater Jack, all great songs of hers. Number 6, Bob Seger. Bob Seger started out a little slow. He was more a Michigan / Midwest guy up until the mid to late 70s. Hit the big time. All rockers knew him until the Tom Cruise movie came out, where Tom Cruise did old time rock and roll and danced around, and that made everybody know who Bob Seger was. But his songs, Ramblin' Gamblin' Man, Turn the Page, Beautiful Loser, Catmandu, Rock and Roll Never Forgets, Main Street, We've Got Tonight, just a plethora of great songs. Performance, I've seen him 4 times. I think I saw him 4 times in 4 different decades. Still, even before he stopped performing, still was getting it done on stage. So number 6, Bob Seger. Number 5, Jackson Browne. I didn't realize this when I was making the order, so I didn't do this on purpose. Jackson Browne was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and as soon as he was done being inducted, they went to induct the next person. It was Bob Seger. So they were both inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at the same time. Jackson Browne, awesome singer-songwriter. I'm jealous of anybody that's a singer-songwriter because I can neither sing nor can I write songs. But that is those are the second and third things that I'm jealous of Jackson Browne for. If you know Jackson Browne and you know me, I'm a little bit jealous of that hair. Let's face it. Not only was he is a great singer-songwriter, not a bad-looking fella. Doctor My Eyes, The Pretender, Running on Empty, Boulevard, Tender is the Night, all Jackson Browne songs. He was one of those guys, didn't need any hype, didn't need any lights, didn't need any loud, just a stool, a guitar, and his talent as both a writer and a singer puts him at number 5. Number 4, probably the all-around greatest musician of my lifetime when you take in all the aspects of making music: writing, singing, playing an instrument, producing music, producing other people's music, and that's Prince. Singer, songwriter, guitar player, he could do it all. Started out doing a lot of stuff in falsetto, wrote everything, played everything on the albums. Came into consciousness of a lot of people with Little Red Corvette and 1999 back in the early 80s. The whole Purple Rain album was great. From there, I think his best stuff was just after Purple Rain. His best songs, Raspberry Beret, Kiss, the whole Sign of the Times album, and the whole, I don't know if it's a documentary, I don't know what you would call it. There is a show that goes with Sign of the Times where I do all the songs. If you haven't seen that, I'm sure it's on YouTube or Netflix or one of those. You can see it. It was great. You Got the Look. Prince is just, a phenomenal musician and great singer-songwriter. So he's number 4. Number 3. Number 3, you might not have heard of, unless you're a real musician, which I'm not, or you really like the blues, which I do, which is how I know him. Willie Dixon. Willie Dixon almost started the Chicago blues scene. Wrote a lot of songs, sang a lot of songs. He was contemporary with Muddy Waters, Etta James, Coco Taylor, that whole group from Chicago. But that doesn't get you on this list. What gets you on this list is Eric Clapton recorded his songs, Led Zeppelin recorded his songs, Rolling Stones recorded his songs. A a lot of the British rockers of the British invasion, especially the second after the Beatles, the more rock and roll guys that came over, all were very influenced by American blues and Willie Dixon. He wrote Help Me, I Can't Quit You Baby. Everybody's heard that one. Spoonful, which was recorded by The Who. He wrote that. Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, Bo Diddley, they all recorded his songs. Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin. That's a Willie Dixon song. You Can't Judge a Book by its cover. That was Yardbirds did that. Rolling Stones did that. So Willie Dixon, number 3. Number 2 and number 1. Those of you who know me don't know that I don't think about things for a long time. I generally know the right answer. Boom. There it is. I don't argue with myself, even if I'm wrong. I just know the right answer and go with it. I went back and forth on this. Who's number 1? Who's number 2? What made number 1 and made number 2 is its singer-songwriter, and number 1 is a far better singer than number 2. Number 2 might be a slightly better songwriter. I don't know, that could be argued. But anyway, number 2, Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan, I mean, that new movie's out about him. I haven't seen it, but if you don't know the story of Bob Dylan, educate yourself. Wrote so many great songs. Blowing in the Wind, The Times Are Changing, Like a Rolling Stone, All Along the Watchtower, which of course is better known for Jimi Hendrix, but Bob wrote that. Lay Lady Lay, Knocking on Heaven's Door, he wrote that. You might, depending on your age, you either know it from him, you know it from Eric Clapton, or you know it from Guns N' Roses. He wrote the song Quinn the Eskimo, which was, I think, recorded by the Association, but many, many songs. He is in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. He received, I might get this wrong, the Pulitzer Prize, I believe, for poetry. That's how good of a writer he is. We're lucky to still have him around. Not the best vocalist in the world, but his songwriting still puts him up to number 2. So obviously, number 1, there can only be one person, and that's Paul Simon. Paul Simon's been around since 62, 63. Sounds of Silence, Homeward Bound, Mrs. Robinson, all that stuff with Art Garfunkel. Then after, Like a Bridge Over Troubled Water, The Boxer, after Art Garfunkel, he still had, Still Crazy, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, Call Me Al. A song, though, that apparently a 5-year-old old dude, back when I was a young dude, really liked was the song Cecilia. I do not remember this per se, but apparently I liked going around singing the song Cecilia, not understanding the all the lyrics. And one of the big lines that I liked to sing out loud, apparently, especially like when the grandparents were over, was "Making love in my bedroom with Cecilia." Oh, and my voice was a little higher then, but so even I, as a young age, understood the brilliance of Paul Simon. A couple of notes from last week's show. A guy who has read books off that shelf right behind the camera. So he reads probably more than I did when I was his age. The reason that I read that much, I loved reading, but I was also grounded all the time. He's not grounded all the time. He just really loves to read. Pointed out, that of course would be Zach Martin, pointed out that I referred to the United States as a democracy last week, and I know better than that, and I also called them a republic, which was correct, but I did make that mistake. I also, when I watched it again, because I only do one take, because who's got time for 2 takes, noticed that I mistakenly, more than once, when I should have said Senate, I said Congress, because Congress, of course, is the the House and the Senate. The Senate is the Senate. So, um, even old dudes that know make mistakes. So anyway, if you didn't know any or haven't listened to some of those, you people under 40 watching this, some good people to check out, especially now that you got the Amazon. You can just have them play it or check it out on any of your streaming devices. Also, check out the Laurel Canyon documentary. It's worth the watch. All right, everybody. So this old dude knows. Now you know. Have a good week.